All right.
I just want these.
Here's something though.
Okay, wait.
Wait.
You guys, or do I look at that?
Whoever's talking, look around.
And just be,
Just be me.
We kissing, and then what you say, how you miss me? Yeah, you miss me, and all the things that we did. We said we gonna travel from the islands to Madrid. We had a lot of plans, but they all disappeared. Why? All because of some kids. But it's okay, cause I'm moving different. Don't be saying nothing when I'm posted with other bitches. Pour for my brothers.
Alright, so as you can see, or as you know, we have a mother, and she gave birth to us, so therefore, she's a mother of triplets. And a lot of people have questions for triplets. So that leads us to believe people have questions for the triplets' mother.
Absolutely.
Fair. So today we're going to be asking the mother of triplets, our mom, questions about being the mother of triplets.
Wow.
Fair? They're broken down well, I think.
I love it.
I think people are gonna get it.
Let's go. Yeah, I think it makes sense.
You don't get it?
Explanation.
You're weird.
Okay, I have like 3 questions at once, but they're all like, it's gonna be more like a topic because
They go with
hand
each other.
They go with each other, but I'm gonna ask them all at the same time, and it can be more of like a conversation than an answer.
Okay. Why's
So-
your hair in your face?
I do
love
it
to
all the
see your
time.
face.
All right, so someone said alternative name ideas if you didn't name us
gets
Matt,
calling.
Nick, and Chris, or like what would our names be, or like how did you choose our names? Like, did you know what our names were gonna be like as we were born? Like, oh, the first one will definitely be Nick. Or the third part of the question is, if we weren't, like, if the 3 of us were all girls instead, what 3 girl names were you thinking of?
Okay, I only had one girl name, and that would be, for some reason, I like the name Madison.
That was gonna be Justin, right?
That was going to be Justin. Justin was a boy, so I held on to Madison. But I knew I was going to have 3 boys. I found out really pretty early, so I didn't really have to think about girl names after
Okay,
that.
yeah. So you're
So
just like,
I went straight to the boy names. So all I knew was I always liked the name Nicholas for some reason.
why'd you spell it wrong?
That's Dad.
No H.
No H. I like the H. He didn't want an H. I don't know. But it says it's an Italian way. Who knows? But, and then we basically let Justin decide.
Wow.
And,
Justin
Matt and Chris. Wow.
and Dad and
So
Justin
original.
kind of just like bounced names around. It was like Matt.
When
How
they,
old
like,
is-
when
how
they
old is
came up with
Justin?
Matt, did they have to like go to you to be like did you have to like
Like, are you
finalize?
okay with Matt?
Oh yeah, it was like Matthew was nice. I called Matthew.
What were like
was-
2 other names that weren't like used that they thought of?
I think Dad and I thought about different names, but I don't want to mention some of them. But we remembered
Why?
people that we
Were
didn't
they
like
like
from
that?
like high school and stuff.
Oh, so
You
you're
know what I
like,
mean?
like you
Like-
like that name? Like, nah, like I used to have like he was my op. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
Dad was like, "Oh no, that guy was a real jerk in high school.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't want that name." And-
True.
That makes
Wow.
sense.
So we-
that honestly really just like your life experiences lead to like what you could possibly name your kids. Because like your
That's true.
dream kid name at like mine, Matt, and Chris's age could be something that like we really want to name our kids, and then like we might meet a person with that name and like just completely
Yeah.
destroy.
Or what if they had like a serial killer? Like
Yeah.
Like if a serial killer's named like Jimmy, I bet the name.
Or
Jimmy
like when someone's like a Karen, like when
Coming.
someone's just like basically like a B word, like yeah, like if someone's like really rude, like at the store, like a Karen,
and
like,
you're like,
no
"Oh,
one's gonna
I'm
name
never
their
calling my daughter Karen."
yeah, no one's gonna
Yeah.
name their kid Karen. Like
Sorry,
now.
Karen.
Yeah, sorry, Karen, but no one's naming their kid Karen now.
Nobody in this generation is going to name their
Yeah,
daughter
so it's kind of like names just like some fade.
Yeah. So Dad and I liked every Matthew, Nicholas, and Christopher that we knew. And you asked me the second part of the question. Oh, and it had to go with the last name, Sturniolo.
Yeah.
It's a tongue twister.
Which
Oh,
is-
so wait, so if like
I have a
if
long
Matt
name.
was born before me, would he have been Nick?
No, because once I found out where you guys all were in my belly, like baby.
Wait, we don't move around.
No, you guys were pretty stuck in there. Once
Well, I mean, there's not much
That
room.
mind blew me,
there
bro.
wasn't
Wait.
much moving around.
that
So
that
I
blows
kinda
my
knew-
mind.
I kind of knew where
There wasn't
baby
much
A
room,
was,
wanna know
baby B, baby C.
He's making fun of
Mom,
me.
is it
taking up-
true that Nick was bigger than me and Matt when he came out because he took up more space? Like he like ate like more than us.
You can be truthful.
I believe Nick has always been the controller of the group.
The controller.
He just
So I was like,
pushed
you
his
can stay on
space
that
around.
side.
Sounds like a bad action movie.
He needed some space.
But so
So when you came out, I said, please tell me what baby you're taking out.
Oh, so like when you got an ultrasound, so technically when you got an ultrasound, they're like, oh, this is baby A, B, and C. Technically, like, you had us named, like, from the ultrasound, like, A, B, and
Yeah.
C, this is where they are. And then...
Wow.
So,
Damn.
technically, if we were A, B, and C on the ultrasound, we could have been born, like, C, B, A, like, out of that order.
Well, no, because the doctor told me which babies. Keep in mind, I got a C-section.
Yeah.
So
The baby...
he was able to go in and pick them up.
Oh, so he was like...
Oh, so
Even though
he
A-
picked which one was first
No,
born,
he went
basically?
in order, A, B, C. He like.
Yeah, but if
So
you like,
basically,
if he-
so technically, I was the oldest since they looked at the ultrasound and were like, A.
It's the position, the way it's in your body.
Oh, so you were
I
like
don't
up
think
top. You were
I
close.
don't
Yeah,
think
so I was just close enough to the exit.
basically, and he was like, that one's A, this one's B, and this one's C. And
Okay, I never had any idea that it was like we weren't gonna change spots.
no, so as soon as he handed me baby A, he was like,
Oh, you touched like
this is baby A. I'm like, hi, Nicholas. Hi, Nick. Baby B.
All right,
Hi,
good.
Matt. C.
What?
It's Chris.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Oh, see, Chris.
So pretty much the names were just
All right, Nick, let me ask the next
they
question.
fit.
Okay,
they
hold
fit.
on. So wait, any?
I got it. Trust me, I got it. I know what I'm doing. Which out of the triplets get in trouble the most?
Or like that was like. I feel
Do
like
you
this is-
mean? Well, none of you have really ever gotten in trouble.
Say like in school.
I'm
Like
thinking.
in
I'm
school
thinking
with
more
the
of
law
like.
or anything like
I'm
that.
thinking more of like in the past. Like right now, like we're past the stage where it's like, oh, I'm gonna take your phone away. But like back then, who caused more of like?
Who got in the most timeouts growing up?
So I'm talking like when we were like 8 and like we were just like
Yeah.
misbehaved. Like who was like the
Who was the most
Who
least-
started the issues here?
I might have to say Chris.
I knew
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I might have to say Chris just kind of pushed it a little bit.
I was pushing the buttons.
You were pushing it a little.
He still does to this
But
day.
in general, it was all of you at once. Because
Yeah, we worked as a
We
team.
played off
you
each
work
other.
as a team. And there wasn't ever a time that, like, one of you decided to go, you know, postal and then the other two like, oh, I think we'll stay really calm. Like, if one of you went up crazy, the other two went
Yeah,
crazy
it's like
too.
dominoes falling
All
off.
right.
But I do have to say, though, it did seem like there were days where things were peaceful,
And then Chris is
but
just
then
drunk
one of you would do something.
And then I wreaked havoc among the home.
Like, there was never a day that one of you didn't do something.
That's so funny.
It kept you entertained.
You kept me young.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm the next question. Let me
Next
let me
question.
read it. How did you know who was who? Did you just know off rip?
How
Yeah,
do I know who was who when what?
When
Like,
it's
just
like-
how do you know? It's kind of a broad question, but I'm thinking like, I think they mean when we like looked a lot alike.
Oh,
Actually,
I had no idea who you were.
What?
I had no idea. So I constantly got confused. But
Really?
Nick had dark hair when he was born, keep in mind. So I knew.
Oh yeah, 'cause me and Matt were like blonde. But Nick was blonde.
Another
just-
question I'm gonna ask that goes with it, so that like you can answer them at the same time again, is like, how'd you know who was who when we were little? And then another part, someone asked like what age were we when you were like, okay, I'm never getting it wrong again, like Nick, Matt, and Chris. If you-
17 and a half.
Really? That late?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say that was like a year ago.
No, well, now
Not even half. Oh yeah,
now
a
I
year.
get Nick and Matt confused.
Yeah, but
They're
you just do that when
starting
you
to look
think
alike.
fast. You know Nick's
Yeah, but like
name,
you also call like Justin, Trevor, and like Dad,
Right.
like.
When you guys were babies and you were like little teeny babies and you're all like in your little bassinets. I mean, Chris has a little like a mark in the back, so sometimes I would flip him over to make sure it was him, and then we polished his toenail. Remember that?
Yeah.
So that I wouldn't have to keep flipping
What color?
him over.
What color were we?
We did red, we did pink on the toenail. Then I put names at the back of the bassinets so I would know who was who. And then
Bassinet.
I kind of, I don't know, I guess I just...
I have a question I've been dying to find the answer to. Say one day like grandma came over, right? And you give her like Matt and Nick.
Yo,
Right.
And then
I'm
one
a
day
mess with these
she's
guys.
holding Nick in this arm, Matt in this arm, and then she like scratches her legs and then like switches the babies.
But I would always know you because you have a mark on your
Yeah,
back.
but what if like Matt's actually Nick, but like you just
Yeah,
call
like
him
what
Matt
are the
'cause they
odds
switch?
one day like I was in like a labeled crib as Nick, Matt was in a labeled
No,
crib as Matt,
because
and
you
they like
always
just
look
jumped
different.
over.
You weighed the most and you had the darkest hair. These two, there could have been a possibility, but he had a mark on his back. So there was
Oh,
gave it away.
the mark gave it away. The mark kept
So
us
you
straight.
think like I've been Chris since day one? Like I never got swapped or
You
anything?
are
Since the
Chris.
jump.
Chris is Chris and Chris.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's
Yep.
a good. That's
and
a good.
and I think
safety
Nick
thing.
has always been Nick because Nick had the darkest chair. Nick was the biggest. There was no messing
Okay,
around.
big guy.
Yeah, I was like 5 pounds when I was born. Or like 4.
Yeah,
but
but
like,
Matt
me
was
was
like
like-
2.5 or something,
Yeah.
right?
Right, someone said, have you ever
It's a light
lost
baby.
them as children? Like, were we ever just like abandoned somewhere by accident?
Well, do you guys ever remember being lost?
I remember
In
once. No, it
stores?
wasn't your fault. You gave Justin permission to watch over me for like 2 minutes, and he decided to run away.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like really little in Target, and they had to like call him.
Stores,
Do you remember
yeah.
that? The intercom.
Yes,
I couldn't imagine
do
bringing,
remember
like-
you guys getting lost,
God.
like in the stores under the clothes, like for a second, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, where are you?"
And we just
then
pop
you'd be
out.
there. But no, I have kept really close tabs on you.
Yeah,
I've
none of us were like,
never
ever like
lost you.
abandoned for more than like 10 minutes.
No.
Yeah, because
No.
I remember one time when I was little, I vividly remember like being between like clothes in the women's.
Oh,
Yeah, I
section.
used to like hide
Yeah,
and
you
like try to
guys used to
scare
go
you.
underneath the women's clothes.
Yeah, well,
Dude,
that is so.
we
Funny.
were-
I remember doing that like a
Yeah,
lot.
me too.
So do I. Did you ever notice people double taking when they saw the triplets in public?
Always.
It's like we'd be like,
They still do.
yeah,
that's
like
true.
example. What are you thinking? Like when we were little, like,
Everywhere we've gone, I've like, well, even when we didn't have a triplet stroller,
Oh my God, you had a
which we
triplet.
did, which was pretty long, and we kind of looked like a parade.
That's something like out of Dr. Seuss. I feel like the triple like thing. That's literally
People
straight out of
have
that Fort Hamilton
always
movie.
like in stores and stuff. Everywhere we go, they'd be like, they'd look and they'd go, "Are you are you guys the same age, or are you twins?" No, we're triplets. Oh, and people have always done double takes.
yeah.
That's so funny.
Because I remember when me, Matt, and Chris worked at Star Market, like they put us on register like literally 4, 5, 6, and the
Right.
person was at like Chris's register, and like
They'd be,
they're like,
"Oh,
"Oh, I'm
let me
gonna
go
go
get
get one more
avocado."
thing," and then like cut the line to me and be like, "Oh, here," and I'm like, "Whoa!" Like you totally
Right.
interrupted everything. I'm like, I don't know who you are, what you're buying, and then Chris is like, "Oh no, you're supposed to be over here," or like
Yeah, that
someone will
was-
check
that's
out at
funny.
like
Yeah.
the farthest one, and as they're walking down, just be like, "Oh my God!" Like be so mind blown that they just walk by like.
Exactly.
But I feel like up until like earlier on this year, or even like fully a year ago, we all looked even more alike. And I feel like this is the first year where it's like we
a
have
lot of people
seriously,
say
like-
that. A lot of people say, "I can finally tell your boys apart."
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like as of like this year, we
This
started to
year,
look the
I
most
think your
different.
hair's different.
I feel like if we really wanted to, we could all look the exact same
you
again.
could
though.
totally look alike and trick everyone.
Yeah.
I also remember when you guys were playing hockey and there was like 3 Sturniolos on the ice.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
People on the other team would be like, "Hey, how come that kid gets to play the whole game?" But it wasn't always one kid.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
like
all-
3 of you.
That's so
You know?
funny.
So I'd be like, "It's a different kid." Look
That
at
must
the-"
have been so confusing for like the refs. Like if like I actually vividly remember getting a penalty called on me
Because of Matt.
Because of Matt.
Oh my God, he'd be the worst.
Like they put me in the penalty
I
box,
never
and
said
like
anything.
one
That
time I
never
got like
happened.
fully ejected from a game because they thought it was Matt. I remember.
Not my fault.
I remember
Refs,
times they'd put
like-
like the coach would come in the room with like the score sheet, like what happened. They'd be like, "Oh, you got an assist today, Nick?" I'd be like, "No, like I
Yeah.
didn't do anything."
There
It
was
like,
definitely some
Chris.
confusion in hockey.
Yeah, because I
For
mean,
sure.
you have like all the gear on, like our friend Nathan too. We look a lot like Nathan, sort
Yeah.
of. So it's like when we started playing with like other kids that are like the same stature as us,
yeah.
then we were screwed.
When
It
it's,
was
like,
already
same
3,
height,
and then it was
same
like
hair, it's
Nathan, and
doomed.
then like 2
Well,
other kids that
even-
like they're the same size as us, like 7 kids on the ice that look the same.
When you guys were blonde, when you were little, I remember once going out with some of your friends, even like blonde girls and stuff,
Mhm.
and people would be like, "Are those all your kids?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I have quadruplets." You know, I would trick people.
Oh my God, Matt does
Because
that
you
to this
were really
day.
blonde.
When me and Matt
Yeah.
like go out together, like just me and him, I remember vividly this lady was like, "Oh, are you guys twins?" Matt goes, "Not triplets." She's like, "Oh, where's the third one?" Because they always ask where the third one is.
Right.
And Matt goes, "Oh, he's dead," and we just kept
we
walking.
That's not.
I told him
That
after
was so
it was a
funny.
joke.
That's very. That's not nice.
But I also, even like people that don't, even like
told her it
kids
was a
that
joke.
didn't look like me, Matt, or Chris, our friend Chloe looks just like you.
Right.
So even though it was like
So
Chloe
it
never
could be
looked
my
like us,
daughter.
people could be like, "Oh, are these all your kids?" And it would still pass because even though us and Chloe look nothing alike, you and Chloe look a lot alike. So it was like,
Right.
regardless, people always thought that like no matter what children you were watching, they were all yours.
Plus, when you guys were really little and Justin would like go out with us and hang out, you know, before he was too cool for us. I mean, people were like, wow, this lady's got a lot of kids with her.
Yeah.
I would have you guys, Justin,
Especially if, like,
friends.
if we brought a friend somewhere and then like Justin brought a
Yeah.
friend, it was like
a party.
immediately 7 kids. Like immediately.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
Which
like,
one of us three
ass.
make you laugh the most?
There's not one particular one. You have different days to be funny.
Lies.
There are days that each of you make me laugh the most, and there are days that each of you make me cry the most. So
Facts.
it depends on your mood. I mean, sometimes Matt will say something really funny, sometimes Chris will say something funny, and sometimes Nick will
Not
say
really,
something
though.
All right, but like
Not
most
really.
often.
Yes,
Not
like,
really.
let's
You guys
change
didn't
the
get
question.
really.
We can even change the
Oh,
question.
Questions are hard because you guys are a lot. You
my
do a lot of the same things.
Who makes you laugh the least then?
Oh, that's worse. That's worse.
Come on.
Who makes me laugh the least?
I think miserable Matt makes you laugh the least.
Yeah, I don't know. Matt hasn't been making me laugh lately.
Damn.
Matt's
Yeah, I
real
know.
serious.
Nick's a
lately.
funny guy.
Real serious.
I
Nick
laugh.
makes me laugh.
I laugh at Nick like every day.
Nick makes me laugh.
I pride myself in thinking I'm the funniest, so it's like
Yeah, Nick makes me laugh.
that's true.
Yeah.
Where's the
Nick has-
praying that answer is coming out to me.
Yeah, I'll go with Nick.
Okay, buddy, don't gash yourself.
Yeah, don't be too happy. See, I can't laugh. See how easy it is?
Dude, I can make mom laugh like.
I
Dude, you'd be perfect in a comedian show, mom. Cause like the comedian could be.
no. With some comedy I don't like.
Yeah, some
I
of
don't
it,
like
but like
offensive comedy.
majority of comedy, I could make you laugh. Like.
No, you guys make me laugh. Not all comedians make
Anyone
me laugh.
tripping could make you laugh. You love America's Funniest Home Videos.
I don't know why that makes me laugh. That's terrible.
You
I like
laugh at
pee
every
my
time.
pants.
Oh
I
my
laugh so
God.
hard. That's a terrible thing. People are falling and I laugh. I don't know why. I think it's nerve. That's nervous laughter. They call that nervous laughter. Because you're like,
Where are they?
Are you? Oh, wow! You just fell down. You look really foolish.
All right, there's like 2 more questions,
Oh,
but we
that's
can like
all.
come
Give
up.
me more.
We can come up with more. Nick, give it to me. Nicest thing that your kids did for you.
Oh, there. You know what?
You can include Justin, but like, it's a triplet-based video, but.
I have to say, remember I said this to you guys the other night that you've always been pretty thoughtful. Remember when we were leaving the Brown School?
I knew you were gonna say that.
I was gonna say that.
I knew that.
I wish we like record our predictions because
Yeah.
Grade, and you took it on yourselves to kind of ask all these other parents and all the kids in the class to create like a thank you gift for me, and you wrote something.
Look at us.
And then at the end, at your moving on ceremony, you kind of like surprised me.
Yep.
That
Remember
was
It was
really
raining
nice.
that day.
We didn't give context that our mom worked at the school that we went to for like 6 years.
Well,
so it wasn't
I
like.
volunteered. That
Yeah.
was the.
She like basically volunteered, but like worked harder than half the people who actually like work at the school. But she like, you were there for the entire time we were at the school, so it wasn't like a random like, oh, let's get these triplets moms a gift for like the moving on ceremony. It was
All
like,
of our friends in middle
everyone
school
who
knew my
went to the
mom.
school, even people who weren't like our friend, knew of our mom because she worked at the school. Which is part of the reason we were so cool, because our mom was constantly there. So it was like, I remember leaving my class, like, I remember friends in like 3rd block would be like, oh, do you want to like hang out today after school? And then they'd be like, oh, we'll figure out with our parents after school. I'd be like, I'll go to like the library and ask my mom right now. Like, you were just always
Yeah,
at
you were
the
always
school.
at something.
So I'd just be like, oh, I'll just go ask my
Yeah,
mom.
that was a really fun time. I really enjoyed being involved in school and supporting you guys that way, and also getting to be with all your other friends. And I always thought I was like the kind of mom that kids could all come to. So I really felt the whole community pitched in and acknowledged me, and that was real. But you guys initiated that,
Yeah.
which for sixth grade,
I think I came up with that idea, believe it or not.
Chris definitely came
What-
up with that
do it
idea.
in-
We basically
do it
got like
in-
an Easter basket, but like not. It
No,
wasn't
I knew
Easter.
there's some flip flops in there for sure. I know
Yeah.
There was like a notebook.
a notebook, and then
some like hand
um,
cream,
definitely
some,
made a photo album.
Oh,
with
yeah.
everything, and
100%
that
they
was
were
really
raising
A bunch of people, like,
Raisinets, 100%.
Oh.
Raisinets.
Mom
You
was
guys have
berserk
done
for
other-
Raisinets.
Now, you're putting me on the spot because there's been so many other other things. My recent
Just too many.
birthday
Too many. You
present,
just can't name them
when
all.
you brought me bubbles. 'Cause
Oh, that's
I
on
love
TikTok.
Bubbles.
Oh yeah,
That's
we
on
posted
TikTok.
that.
I
People
love
fly.
bubbles, and you got me bubbles, and then
Details about the
raisinets,
bubbles.
because you know I like my raisinets with my popcorn.
I'm trying to think. of
You know I like Triton journals, so you've gotten me journals. So you've been very, very thoughtful.
I think you
in
have
your gift
honestly,
giving.
like, I was gonna get you a journal for Christmas this year, but I
We're
was
done
like,
with that. We have like.
I was like, I think
Why don't you
Mom-
show
I
me a
think-
fully written journal? I'll get you.
Oh, I've got plenty.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll
like
get
at
another
least.
journal.
No, I
The
honestly,
problem is you can't read them because they're all in cursive.
I
Oh,
think,
yeah, that
I
is
think,
You're gonna have to get it translated.
Yeah, you're always like,
I
oh,
think
when
Mom
I.
has enough paper to write, like, rewrite the Bible 700 times.
I
like
like
easy.
to write these
Mom
journals
could
because
make,
they're
like, 7
journals to
dictionaries.
basically you guys when you get older, and I want
we
you to
can't
read
read 'em
them
'cause they're in cursive.
You're gonna have to get someone who can read cursive. There are many other things, and if you ever bring me back for a second time, I'm sure I can come up with them. But you guys are very thoughtful. Cards, a lot of thoughtful cards you've given me.
I love cards.
Yeah, you're good boys. You're good kids. You like don't mind saying I'm your mom and
No
hanging
way.
out with
Come on,
me
Mom.
and-
Last question, most difficult question. You have to answer.
Oh.
It's gonna be like, who's your favorite? or something.
Yeah, who's your
Don't
favorite?
ask me who your favorite is. No, that's
Who's your favorite?
you know it's really funny because when I told a couple people I was doing this, they're like, you know, they're gonna ask who's your favorite.
And you were like, I'm gonna say Nick, but like,
Okay,
you're like,
buddy.
I'm thinking Nick, but
I
the
love-
odds of me saying that out loud are slim.
No, I love all four of my boys.
Okay, okay.
Nick.
Who would you get along with the most from when we were ages 8 to 12?
I believe that's
Don't lie. Shh.
I believe she had to get along with Nick because Nick
that was
separated
kinda
himself
forced.
from his brothers.
That was forced by you.
Just
Not
saying.
gonna lie.
Nick and I were definitely the closest growing up, but if I have to pick,
That's the best the answer's gonna get.
if I have to pick my favorite son, it is my
The
dog,
dog.
Trevor.
That
Poor
dog gets whatever he
excuse.
wants.
Yeah, literally.
The dog loves me, does not talk back, jumps up and down.
I
when
gotta
he
get rid of
sees
him. He's
me,
my only competition.
Gives me a big
I
hug.
gotta get rid of
Just,
him.
so I don't have a favorite. I love you all the same.
Sure.
Who's your favorite mother?
Oh, probably the dog.
It's a tough question.
The dog. Nah, let us know if you guys want a part 2, and I'll put the link to the gift of us giving my mom bubbles down below. So when you heard that, I'll show you the video to that down there, and follow our Instagram and stuff. We'll post photos with our mom.
Mom, you want an Instagram?
Oh my,
No.
we can
Absolutely
I
not.
was about to say,
Okay,
Mom,
I was
no.
gonna, I was
run
gonna
Mom
say
on
follow
Instagram.
I
my
can
mom's
hardly
Instagram,
use
but
my phone. I don't.
all right,
no.
she doesn't want to.
All right, if you want a part 2, comment it.
I'm
and
old-fashioned.
We'll do it. We'll bring Mary Lou back.
Yay! Bring me back.
Of course. Let's go.
Oh, good night. Bye, boys. Love you.
Love you more. I gotta drive you home still. Don't
Oh,
say
yeah.
bye yet.
We kissing, and then what you saying, how you miss me, yeah you miss me, and all the things that we did. We said we gonna travel from the islands to Madrid. We had a lot of plans, but they all disappeared. Why? Oh, because of some kids. But it's okay, cause I'm moving different. Don't be saying nothing when I'm posted with other bitches.